if you enjoy something to this degree, just freaking do it, man. Just do it. I'm telling you, I was having kind of a day this morning. Started out rough. In the afternoon, rough. And the early evening was better. But it wasn't until just now that that I started having a really good time. I almost didn't want to do the live stream, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. But that's what art does for you, man. That's why it's so important. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do... Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is so good. Okay. It's so much fun. Okay. Sorry. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm getting distracted. This is like my world. This is, oh my God. Especially here where there's a lot of contrast, where it's really popping. Let's see here. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So what we're going to do, you don't want to do everything in one go. You don't want to do everything in one layer. You want it to build up slowly over time. So what we're going to do is maybe dial this down a little bit with some screen or lighten. Let's see what it looks like with. Okay. So lighten definitely does build up. But what I want to do is maybe dial this back a little bit even more. So let's see. So this is, yeah, there you go. So what I'm doing here is changing the opacity, because I want to build it up. Like I said, it's very common. It's a very common mistake for people to just do everything on one layer. For beginners to do everything on one layer and say, wow, that's great. And I mean, it is. It's great. Have fun with it. But there's so much power to be had in building it up. So even, I keep saying that, building it up, I guess, is the term for the night. You'll hear artists, like painting artists, that they end up doing that rather than having one coat of green on a tree. They'll have multiple shades, and that they build up so that it has a kind of a layering effect, and it makes things more subtle rather than like right bang in your face. So what I'm doing here, so this is another lighten layer, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to maybe screen. I think I like screen. I am going to do linear dodge. I'm going to do screen. I'm going to do another layer. I like to do things in 3 layers. And so there we go. And I'm actually going to get rid of all this. Okay, I just wanted to see what the difference would be. So I want to see, let's kind of zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, you can really see that pixelation because I started with such a low res image. So we'll see how good we can get. If we can only get pretty low, then we'll just go with it. So I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to rotate this around so it's a little easier. It's kind of nice. I like it. If you need to rotate something, you just hit the R button and you see that little hand that pops up. Then you can just click and drag. Right? Whoa! There we go. That's fun. Okay. And you just hit escape to get out of it. So, but I want to have it there. Now you can see I'm holding shift right now, so it does it in kind of increments rather than completely fluidly. Okay. So let's get this back, boom, whoop, and then let go of the mouse button. Perfect. The power of rotating can't be understated, because if you're drawing with a tablet like I am, then it might be difficult to like color sideways, versus right now I'm going up and down, very comfortable, very easy, very comfortable, very nice. So that's why I find it helpful to rotate the canvas. And even if you don't have a tablet, if you're just using a mouse, it also sometimes is easier to go a certain direction. So it might not be vertical, but you might want to go like that, like right here. Even with the mouse, this might be easier if you just rotate. So you can see here, I'm just really trying to enhance these little spines, not spines, veins. I can't think of the name of these veins. If there is a different name, if anybody knows, let me know. It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm a tree guy. Freaking love trees. I love the woods. That's where I find my greatest joy. And with plants, dude, I don't know if you guys have been following on my Discord, or actually, no, I don't think I've been talking about it too much on Discord. I think I've posted a couple things on my Patreon about it. But like my garden, actually, I posted a YouTube video about it a few weeks ago. It's my patio garden, so I'm doing like this small space garden because all that I have is small space everything. I'm in actually the apartment is not that tiny, but I have a couple little patios, and I've been very happy with what I've been able to get accomplished in them. The back patio, I'm working on getting a little micro wood shop set up out there. It's coming along. I did a YouTube video on that. I gotta do. It's called I called it like YouTube the beginning, like not YouTube, wood shop the beginning, just to kind of show you guys where I started from, so that we can kind of take this journey together, I guess, and just so you can see it's not always about starting with a lot. It's trying to be creative with what you do have, right? So I feel like I've been as successful as I have been because I've been creative with what I had. Sometimes I've had to go out and buy something and invest in stuff, but a lot of times I don't have the resources for that. It even comes down to projects that I've done, like this picture behind me that I've talked about a million times, because I was so proud of that. It was a 3D print of one of the pumpkin guys freaking out, right? And the legs broke off. So I was like, what can I do with this? And so I just pulled it into Photoshop to have fun with it. And it's one of my favorite projects I ever worked on, partially because I salvaged something that would have otherwise gone in the trash. And it's legit one of my favorite projects. So, and that was before AI was a thing. So it was 100%. Oh God, look at that. It was 100% standard composition, old school composition. I don't want to actually brain that too much. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that down a little bit. No, actually, I will do it this way. So I'm trying to play with this. Obviously, this is the reflection. So remember, this is the bottom here. So because this is now brighter, this is for sure going to be brighter. So we want to make sure that we do something like that. But we don't want it to be, it's a reflection, right? So we don't want it to be overly potent. Like that's too much. So what I can do here is hit 3 on the keyboard. So it changes my opacity down to 30%. So now I have a low flow and I have a low opacity. And the opacity means that I have to go over it a number of times, lift my pen off the tablet and put it down again in order for the opacity to engage and do another layer over it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but the opacity is still too high. So I'm going to do a 10 and a 10. There we go. Okay, nice and subtle, like super duper subtle. And I think I might have removed some of this. So we're going to do that there like so. So let's just see where we're at. That's before and that's after. This is the screen layer. So let's... Now I know that I got a couple of viewers on. If you guys want to say in the chat what you're working on, if anything, awesome. If not, that's okay. I'm always curious to hear what people are working on. A couple weeks ago, somebody was talking about writing a book. Awesome. Freaking love it. Let's see. My cousin was working on, he has to do some mini painting. But he was assembling this stuff. So, yeah, everybody's been working on some cool projects, man. The Blender Hub over there. Oh my goodness. I have to show you guys something. Okay, let me show you this. Okay, this is where we're at. Oh God, I almost forgot. Okay, so this is where we're at. Okay, so this is where we started. Okay, so it doesn't look like a lot of change, but it's definitely like it's better. I like it. I like it more than it was. I'm gonna make some changes down here, and this has to have another layer on it. But before we get into that, if I can pop this up real quick, I'll do it because yeah, here we go. Okay, so you guys remember that image from last week, Dave Fabio? Well, it got incorporated into Philip's challenge over on the Blender Hub. So there he is. So this is a 3D render that the theme was 90s kids. So this is one of the renders. Shoot, I didn't download all of them. Two people actually included my image in it, so I saved it and I wanted to show it. But all the renders were awesome. But this one is especially good because you have the picture of me, big poster, and some kiss marks on it, and then of course the only chair in this whole room that maybe is a prison. We don't know if there's a door behind this or not, and so they're just. That's the only image that they have, and then these cool other images, and there's all sorts of stuff like the Nokia and the Polaroid camera, the Game Boy, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so that's Davio made an appearance in there, and then this one was another one. And you can see Davio's over in the back corner, and this is a kid's birthday party. So again, the same thing. So the whole idea of these challenges was. Week one is people will make I'll assign everybody the different items from whatever the theme was. This was 90s themes, so I came up with the items, and then I generated images for them and sent them, and the images are just for inspiration anyway. And then each person makes 3 models or however many models they're doing, and then week 2, at the end of week 1, everybody provides all the models that they've made into the bucket, and then all the people that participated in this thing end up taking from that bucket, and they have to use all the assets and put them into a scene. And so it's a really cool thing. I wish that I knew Blender better. I tried to participate this last time, but I need so much more background in Blender that I wasn't able to get something simple. But I mean, I'm having fun with the level that I'm able to do, and this is just a ton of fun. And of course, super thanks for you guys for incorporating me into into your renders. And again, there were other ones that I apparently didn't save. I thought that I did. Maybe they're on my phone, but I didn't save them into this folder on my computer. So I am sorry for not showing those off for those of you that did show it. do them. I'm sorry, it's not because they weren't good. They are awesome. Okay, back to this.